If you are reading or hearing this message, understand deeply that it is not an accident, because as Florence Scovel Shinn clearly taught, there are no accidents in the universe, only divine appointments perfectly timed by infinite intelligence, and this message comes as a whisper from the unseen world, arriving before December 26th as a sign, a reminder, and a reassurance that unseen help is already moving toward those who have waited in silence, endured in patience, and continued to believe even when nothing seemed to change, because invisible assistance does not announce itself loudly, but works quietly, powerfully, and inevitably through channels beyond human logic. And according to spiritual law, when a person has reached the point of emotional exhaustion, yet still holds a small spark of faith in the heart, that is precisely the moment when divine forces step in to rearrange circumstances in ways the human mind could never predict. And Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized again and again that faith is not wishful thinking, but calm expectancy, a deep inner knowing that what is meant for you cannot pass you by. And this message speaks especially to 5 specific star signs or energies, which symbolically represent certain soul lessons in karmic cycles. And while astrology itself does not control destiny, it often mirrors the inner movements of consciousness. And at this time, these 5 energies are aligned with relief after struggle, reward after patience, and breakthrough after long inner work. And this unseen help may arrive as sudden news, unexpected support, financial relief, emotional healing, protection from harm, or a door opening where all doors seemed closed, because divine help never comes in the form we demand, but always in the form we truly need. And many listening to this message have spent months or years feeling ignored by the universe, questioning whether their prayers were heard, whether their affirmations were working, or whether their silence meant rejection. Yet Florence Scovel Shinn taught that delays are not denials but preparation, because the universe must line up people, places, timing, and conditions in perfect order before delivering what belongs to you. And often the darkest phase is not punishment, but the final clearing before divine intervention. And if you are tired, emotionally drained, or on the verge of giving up, this message arrives to tell you that unseen hands are already rearranging your path, and the signs of this help may include repeated thoughts of hope after despair, sudden calm after anxiety, meaningful coincidences, vivid dreams, or inner nudges guiding you to take small actions that later reveal massive outcomes. And Florence Scovel Shinn explained that words are powerful spiritual tools, and what you declare with faith sets invisible forces into motion, which is why expectation, not desperation, activates divine law. And those who are about to receive help are often those who stopped begging and started trusting, even if that trust was quiet and imperfect. And this message is especially for those who have been strong for too long, who carried burdens without complaint, who helped others while neglecting themselves, and who felt unseen despite their sincerity, because divine justice is precise and never forgets sincere effort, and unseen help often comes just before a breaking point, not after, because grace intervenes at the last moment to prevent collapse. And if you are watching or reading this, you are being reminded to stay alert, because help may come disguised as a challenge, a sudden change, or even an ending. Yet Florence Scovel Shinn taught that every apparent loss under divine law is merely a redirection to something greater. And the 5-star energies connected to this message symbolize endurance, transformation, faith under pressure, emotional depth, and spiritual maturity, qualities that only develop through hardship, which is why relief follows suffering as a spiritual law. And you are not being rewarded randomly, but precisely according to your inner growth. And unseen help does not respond to fear, but to alignment, meaning the more you relax into trust, the faster doors open. And this is why calm expectancy is repeatedly emphasized, because anxiety blocks flow while trust allows it. And you may notice people suddenly becoming kinder, obstacles dissolving without effort, or opportunities appearing where there were none, because when divine assistance moves, it does not require force. And Florence Scovel Shinn often said that the universe is not testing you, but training you to trust your higher good. And once that trust is established, help becomes becomes inevitable. And this message also reminds you that gratitude accelerates manifestation, so even before you see results, give thanks as if the answer has already arrived, because gratitude is faith in action, and many who will receive this help have already done the inner work of forgiveness, release, and patience without realizing it, and now the outer world is simply catching up with the inner shift. And unseen help may arrive through people you least expect, sudden insights, protection from unseen danger, or a sense of being guided away from harm, because divine intelligence always works for your highest good, even when the ego does not understand. And this message encourages you to stay spiritually alert, emotionally open, and mentally calm in the days leading up to December 26th, because heightened awareness allows you to recognize help when it appears. And Florence Scovel Shinn taught that intuition is the voice of divine guidance, and those who listen to it receive protection and provision effortlessly. And if you have been feeling unusually reflective, nostalgic, or emotionally sensitive, understand that this is part of spiritual realignment, clearing old energies to make space for new blessings. And unseen help often follows a period of emotional release, because what you let go of creates room for what is meant to arrive. And this message is not meant to create dependency on dates or predictions, but to awaken trust in divine timing, reminding you that help is already in motion and does not require struggle. And the instruction here is simple yet profound. Remain open, remain grateful, remain expectant, and avoid speaking fear or doubt into existence, because words shape reality. And Florence Scovel Shinn repeatedly emphasized that what you affirm with conviction becomes your lived experience. And those who quietly say, "I am ready," are signaling to the universe that resistance has ended. And readiness does not mean perfection, but willingness to receive. And if you feel this message deeply, it is because it resonates with your current spiritual state, and resonance itself is confirmation. And unseen help is often preceded by inner recognition, a subtle sense of something is about to change, and that feeling is not imagination, but intuition. And this message closes with a reminder that divine help does not come to prove anything, but to restore balance, joy, and alignment. And you are not late, forgotten, or overlooked, but precisely on schedule according to divine order. And Florence Scovel Shinn's timeless wisdom assures us that when faith replaces fear and expectation replaces doubt, miracles become natural outcomes. Therefore, stay ready, stay calm, stay open, because unseen help is already crossing the bridge toward you, quietly, powerfully, and right on time.